Good morning. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for August 18th, 2026. And this is a very irate James Pierce because I am fed up with it. And most of my city council members are Republican, and I'm fed up with them. Oh my goodness, this is really getting on my nerves. You know what these good for nothing people did on our city council? And I know it's not on them, it's on the city manager. So maybe something needs to be done with our city manager at our city because this is really utterly ridiculous. I'm going to continue on before I get on with the rest of the podcast. This is ridiculous. You know what these fools did in our city? Our city manager is part of it. Now, I'm not saying our city council, but maybe tonight they need to make a stand to our city manager and do something about this. This is ridiculous. These cats. Okay, right now, if you looked at my podcast before I went live, because you can see my chat on Rumble, right? We have zero water in this city. I can't even flush the good for nothing toilet because there's absolutely zero water pressure. We live in the central water plane. We got central water plane, we got the mountaintop water plane, and we got two more of them, right? We're in the central one. We have zero water. And they were telling these people in our city, wait till about 1 p.m. you have full water again. There's absolutely no way. But these cats, about 6 months ago, and I went to the city about it, a citizens forum, and it fell on deaf ears. You know what? I'm tired of these deaf ears. These guys said, oh, well, I'm sorry there's no water because we had 2 water main breaks. Well, we understand that, right? But you can't comment on their Facebook posts because they've got the comments turned off. What kind of transparency BS is that? That we have to endure. Well, if you have something you want to ask, well, why don't you just email the department you want to talk to and they'll call you back within 24 hours? Really? If you could see, I'm not even in the mood to swipe this to go back over here. We can get water at the local library here in Coppers Cove, but only in 1 to 5 gallon jugs. Now, riddle me this, my people that are listening to my podcast right now. And if you're listening, please like my podcast for the day and follow. Please do so. This is probably a non-Republican rant here. I am as conservative as a person you will ever find. I carry a reserve of water in my house. We're down to a case and a half of water in my house and 0 flushing water, 0 brushing teeth water because we got a case and a half of water because I'd rather drink my water than brush my teeth with the water. That being said, I've got enough time in the Army to understand when you have to sit back and conserve every drip you got. I got hot chocolate here because I got water in the coffee pot. There ain't nothing else I can do with that water in the coffee pot but make hot chocolate or my wife make coffee. These cats turned off the comments to their Facebook 6 months ago because they're tired of the rhetoric of the citizens going off on their inexcusable stuff. Our city manager, they're going to do a preliminary vote on taxes tonight. Our city manager wants to hire an assistant city manager at a cost of $240,000 a year. Really? You know what? Maybe we need to save that $240,000 a year and then cut the city manager's salary by half and give more authority to the mayor so he can do his job more. We have to change the charter in the city, make it a mayor-led city. Maybe. This is ridiculous. If you have any questions, if something goes wrong in the city, you can't comment on their Facebook post at all. At all. So, and then when we have Citizens Forum, which is every 2 weeks, because we have City Council the first and third Tuesday of every month, you get 30 minutes for Citizens Forum. You get 5 minutes per citizen, no more than 30 minutes total, unless our mayor wants to make an exception like he did for the LBGT community about a month ago. So, what do we do about the whole situation? We had to go all the way out to Harker Heights to eat last night because we didn't want to dirty any dishes in our house and conserve what left water we have in our house. I got 2 dogs and I got 2 cats. Where am I supposed to get the water to give them water? And we got 3 chickens. We got to take care of them. That's the humane thing to do. I'm not going to let my dog, my 11-year-old, my almost 12-year-old lab, dehydrate and die. We have issues in our city that need to be dealt with. We are wasting our tax dollars, and I hope some of the city council members are actually watching this morning. I am wasting my valuable political time that I want to give to Copper's Cove and the surrounding Texas and the United States to blast my city under inappropriate expenditures. Let's see. They wanted $10 extra a month on our water bill for street utility maintenance. That's not being done in our city. We have a half a cent, not a half cent. We have an 1/8 cent sales tax diverted from our Economic Development Corporation that they probably could use to find more businesses for our city. But when I was on the city council, because you can see I was on the city council here in Copper's Cove, we voted for that when I was on it to give it to the citizens to vote whether they wanted to take the 1/8 cent off from the EDC and put it towards street maintenance. So not only are we getting an 1/8 cent sales tax on everything you buy here in Copper's Cove to go to street maintenance, now we're taking $10 a month off of every person that pays water inside the city to fix our streets, which we have a $40 million deficit when it comes to street maintenance. Riddle me that one. Where are we going to come up with all this money? And now we have a dilapidated water system that's ever increasing in price, and we got people that can't afford the extra $10 for the street utility maintenance fee, and then the water rates increase, the trash rates increase. They want to give the city employees a 3% COLA. They want to hire a new assistant city manager for $240,000. We just spent upwards, right now it's probably about $10,000 to relogo everything, plus another $50,000, probably more, to decorate a water tank with the new city logo that looks like an ear. I don't care. You can't comment on anything. We're wasting money hand over fist, and we're stuck with zero water and zero ability to communicate with our city. And they tell us starting at 6 a.m. till I don't know when the next thing was. Let's see. Is it still up? Um, Give me a second here. I'll tell you exactly what they took. There we go. And I bet it's right there where I can look at it. Tells me to please conserve water. What water? Not a drop. I I can turn my water faucet on and not a drop come. And I did the right thing. I turned off my water heater so it's not wasting water, electricity. Beginning at 6 a.m. The public library on Main Street. Containers, 1 to 5 gallon jugs only. Tell me this. Where am I going to get 1 gallon jugs? Enough. It takes your toilet is 2.5 gallons. So there you need 2.5 gallons of water. Oh, you can probably get away with 2 gallons. Well, no, because it's gravity fed. So you need your 2.5 gallons of water. Right? And I'm not saying, okay, you could be like me growing up poor, right? I'm growing up poor, so because I did. When you gotta pee, you don't flush the toilet. Regardless, I'm sorry, it may smell a little bit, but my grandma taught me that when I was growing up. At night, you go pee so you don't waste water, because water is a very valuable commodity. So go a few hours, if you got to pee, because sometimes you got to do other stuff, right? So you might use, if in a 24-hour period, you may have to flush the toilet about 4 times. That's 8, that's 12 gallons right there, right? And then you probably got more than one toilet in the house because you got multiple family members in your house. Where are you going to continue? What are you going to every hour and an hour go out and get another jug of water? What are you going to do? Go to the store, waste your money, buy a gallon of milk, pour all the milk out, keep the jug, well, somehow wash it out, and then go to the library and put a gallon of water in, and then take it back to the house, fill up your toilet, go back to the library again. By that time, they have a filthy, they got a water buffalo. I've drank up many water buffaloes in my time because I'm a veteran and a combat veteran. They got water from a water buffalo that's tinted yellow. Where in the world do you get yellowish water besides the rust being in the water buffalo? In my units, all of our water buffaloes, we had to make sure they were sanitized. Stainless steel sanitized. Oh my God. This is utterly ridiculous. Ridiculous. Who in the world? Okay, right now, as of right now, and you can't recall, I wouldn't advertise doing a recall for our city council members, but I'll tell you right now. Let's see. It's August. So the 2 outgoing city council members cannot be recalled because they're within 6 months of the terms ending. Everybody else, Dale and John, they were sworn in November. So December, January, February, March, April, May. Everyone else is eligible, but they didn't do nothing wrong to a point. But I wouldn't recall them on that stuff, right? So actually, why? The only recourse I could say is tell the city manager, adios. Get out of town. Take your entourage with you and let's start over from scratch. Because this nonsense has to end today. I was nice about this. But there's only so much a person can take. Now, I'm doing fine to a point, except for my blood pressure probably right now, right? Right now it's 6:45 in the morning. My wife is still asleep. I'm not waking her up right now. I'm going to let her sleep in as long as possible. Right? I got to wait. I got to do the JPA report at 8 o'clock this morning. So she said, hey, can you wake me up about right before you go on the air? I'm going to do that. But I probably need to wake up a little bit earlier and tell her, hey, we have zero water in the system at all. Don't flush the toilet. What do you do? We have no water at all. Nobody in our city has water. Yeah, Covite for life. My buddy Ricky. They said the park comes in Thursday. It is Tuesday. What about all of our elderly people and some veterans and very poor people that don't have the money to keep going out to eat and keep buying water? What do they do in the meantime? Fill up dirty, stinking water in a water buffalo? That I would ride my soldiers left and right in my platoon if I went and got water out of my unit's water buffalo and it came out looking like that? BS. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I hope Ryan Haverlaw is listening, or Dane Yancey, or Del Treadway, or Rita Hogan, Christina Strophus, John Hale, Howard Hawk wouldn't listen because he's a Democrat, and then Vanya Hart and Jack Smith. If any of y'all are listening right now, I would be calling 3 Corps right now on Fort Hood, and let's say, can we get some of y'all sterilized water buffaloes with water, and can you have some of your soldiers dispatch their vehicles, bring them off post, and take them to the Walmart parking lot? I wouldn't take them to the library because there's nowhere to park. Bring it somewhere where it's accessible in different parts of the city. You got the CHOP parking lot, which is Camp Triumph parking lot, whatever you want to call it. Huge parking lot on the west side of town. You got the Walmart parking lot on the east side of town. On the south side of town, you could you probably take to the Five Hills Church down there by the bypass. On the north side of town, you could take it since there's no school today. You could probably take it to House Creek North, House Creek Elementary School, in that parking lot, and let people get water on a continuous basis until we can. And sterilize, clean, and I'm not talking about Lister bags, I'm talking about water buffaloes. Something. You know, there's only so much. And this is James. And I'm usually, well, there's a reason why they call me JP8 in the Army. If you know what JP8 is, you understand. But the average Joe and Jane out here, this Joe civilian, don't have the patience. Another solution of mine, if you're listening, would be every day there's a water outage there, that you have a city water outage affecting your home. You get every day that resident gets a $500 credit on their water bill. Not $500, I'm sorry, 500-gallon water credit. So like we use about 5,000 gallons a month at our house. That's all, because it's only me, my wife, and one of our daughters, right? So like right now that we have a boil notice out. Well, we can't even boil something we don't have, but like Ricky was saying just now, Thursday. So Monday Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's 4 days. That would be 500, 1,000, 1,500. That'd be a 2,000 gallon credit on my water bill. I'm so sorry if you got to cut your budget, but I think the people in the city of Copperas Cove needs some type of uh, uh, I forgot what the word is. I'm so fed up right now. I didn't even get to do my podcast today. It's already 6:50. And I'm gonna go till 7 o'clock. I'm gonna continue my rant. If anyone has any comments, put them in. Ricky's already put some stuff in there. Rob is probably sound asleep. He probably doesn't even know we're out of water. He'll find out in a few minutes because I think he has an appointment today. You know, when I was on the city council, we took a lot of pride that we were able to get the property tax bill under $80, under 80 cents per $100. Now it's about 68 cents and change per $100, and the city manager is trying to get the budget property tax for the year about, I think they said 73 cents. Dale Treadway and a few of the conservatives on the city council are saying, no, we can survive with 69, but we're not going to go over 70 at all. But he gets up there, the city manager gets up there and cries his eyes out, basically saying they need the money. He's overworked and he needs the assistance. So the plan is, right? So just so you know what's going on, all right? Now I'm gonna have to do a regular JPA report because hopefully I get this all out of my system by 8 o'clock. Okay, so back when I was on the city council, we had this lawyer system, right? That I forgot what the name of the company. I'm not even sure who we have as a lawyer now, because we don't have a lawyer that comes to our city council meetings anymore. Really, you'd think that the city would have their lawyer present, right, with the money we pay them, but the group that we had a hotshot lawyer named Scott Osborne, right? He's a pretty good lawyer. He will talk your ear off. I mean, seriously, right? So, he's over there, and we hear him every now and then, and he would go away and come back, go away and come back, and then all of a sudden, he got hired by the city, not as a lawyer, but as the director of solid waste or public works, or one of the two. Okay, so now he's running that, right? Is he still giving legal advice to the city manager? Because I hope not. Because that's what we have a lawyer for. But wait, there's more. The rumor is, well, he's already been detailed, and he receives a stipend to be the assistant city manager. That would be him and our police chief, Eddie Wilson. So right now they are public works / assistant city manager, police chief / assistant city manager, and they get a stipend that goes on their salary as the / assistant city manager. And then they go, and then this happens, right? They want to hire a full-time assistant city manager, and they want to take Scott Osborne from where he works now and move him over to be the full-time assistant city manager, which means now we go 21 days after the vacancy, and then they publicize it. Then they do a whole bunch of interviews, right? So all that time we may be 2-3 months without a public works director, right? And then they probably need to hire him at a higher wage than what Scott was when he came on board. So that means there's more money. Well, now we're going to have a new public works director and a new assistant city manager that needs to be trained. Are we wasting money? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. We still don't have water. So am I just venting here? Do I not know what I'm saying? Am I just irate? Just another one of the combat vets that the city blames because they don't have money for the doing housing and stuff here or funding their budget because I'm a 100% disabled veteran? Just like buddies of mine that are on that watch this podcast, we're the scapegoats of the city because that's exactly how they describe us. We are the reason why the city doesn't have money because we own homes. We're 100% disabled because in 2008 we voted in the state of Texas to give 100% disabled veterans 100% homestead exemption where we don't have to pay property taxes. So the scapegoats get blamed. Oh, I can see that. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. I didn't even think about that. Wait till the night. We'll, if we had $3 million, we could actually repair a lot of these dilapidated lines. But since we have all these disabled veterans that the state of Texas doesn't completely reimburse us for, we don't have the money for it. That's exactly where they're going to go on that. So it's going to fall back on guys like me because we have guys like Ryan Haverlaw, non-combat vet, non-veteran, Dan Yancey, non-veteran. We have neither one of them are associated with the military, right? Because Dan Yancey grew up in Wichita Falls and moved down here. Ryan Haverlaw grew up in San Angelo, moved over here for a job. Well, I can tell you, Jack Smith was a dependent. Vanya Hart was a dependent. John Hale's a veteran. I believe he's a combat veteran. Dale Treadway's a combat veteran. Howard Hawk is a retired veteran, combat veteran, I believe. Rita, her dad was a veteran, and I believe she was married to a veteran. And Christina, her husband, is a combat disabled veteran. So the people that are in charge of the system, and Scott Osborne, he don't know what it feels like to put a uniform on and look at someone shooting at you. I wouldn't say that about the police chief because he's a police officer. All right. I'll give that to him. Right. We have these knucklehead people that are in charge of our city, and we need to take charge. We have city council races coming up. Whoa, boy. We have a Republican that's running for city council in place 7. She's more in depth and taking care of the LBGT community than anything else. Why vote for her? We have a retired firefighter that's arrogant. We have a healthcare person that does hospice care. He seems like a really good fit. Over in place 6, we have Jay Manning. He's a Christian. He's a non-veteran. He doesn't know what it feels like to wear a uniform. His boys aren't in the army or veterans. He's a developer. He builds houses, sucks up all of our water. Oh, wait a minute. We have no water. We have Jesus Mendez. That man's a Christian. He really cares a lot. He's a Gideon. He's a veteran of the military, of the Army. He spent 20 plus years in. Most definitely. We have Victor Hall. He's a Democrat. He's all in it for himself. Last time he ran for city council, he got trashed. I mean, trounced by votes. It wasn't even pretty how he turned out. You got to be careful who you vote for, right? And remember, that city council hires that city manager, and that city council can fire that city manager. Hmm. I don't know. What do y'all think? Well, I didn't even get a chance to do anything on my regular podcast this morning. I apologize for that. I really do apologize. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section because when I sign off in just a second here, the live chat's going to go away. So put some chat in there. Not chat, put some comments in the comment section. Give me some support. I had some really cool stuff I was going to talk about today. There's people in Florida, Wyoming, and Alaska that are making very important decisions for the country, their states, and their lives because they got primaries today. I guess that's not important enough because I'm talking about water. I'm talking about no water, no water. Incompetence in our leadership in our city. Can't even comment on their Facebook page to let them know we have concerns because they're afraid of the rhetoric they receive in regards to that. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to let y'all go. I'll come back in an hour. Hopefully, I'm prepared for the JP8 report. Maybe I just let it go and go on for a whole hour and tell you how I feel. Still, maybe I'll come on board and say, "Hey, I still don't have water pressure." We'll see. We'll see. All right. Thank y'all for letting me rant for 32 minutes this morning. Thank you, Ricky, for being on the podcast. I really appreciate that. You're a good, trusted friend. I really appreciate it. Okay. And everybody else that's listening or that will listen, thank you for your support and giving me your time on my podcast because I do this for y'all. Like I said, I'm one of those 100% disabled combat veterans. I don't have a job. I get DA disability and I get Army retired pay. That's all I get. Okay? And I do it for you. All right. Y'all have a good morning. And I'll see y'all about an hour from now. Okay? So I'll let y'all go. I'm not doing a raid. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Bye.